All right, what's up? Welcome back. I'm gonna try this again. I gave this a shot, and it just seemed like it was lagging, and I'm not really sure why. So, welcome back to this American Ride channel. If you guys, if you're already a subscriber, sorry, I'm a little distracted, just trying to see if things are working. Um, Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay, see me okay. If not, I'll have to revisit that. But I'm just continue like everything's fine. Uh, I did a internet speed test, and all the numbers are fantastic. And then I'm watching it over here on the TV, and it's looking like it was freezing up and lagging. So I'm not really sure what that's about. But we'll just go ahead and give it a whirl, and you guys can let me know in the side chat if it sucks. If it does, I'll just pull the plug and try to figure out why my internet isn't, because my internet should be good. It's supposed to be really good according to the tests I ran. Anyway, This American Ride, welcome back. You guys, if you've been following, you know this was originally set up to be a podcast style channel. We really were just posting our podcasts here, and we were putting them on all the podcast platforms, George and I. And you probably noticed that we've kind of been dormant for the last better part of a year, if not more. And a lot of reasons for that. Life and things got in the way, whatever. But lately, I've really wanted to. I've been looking for an outlet for my political frustrations. I feel like maybe since the Charlie Kirk assassination. I mean, I've always been pretty passionate and intense about my political views. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm not afraid to tell you how I feel about my politics, and I don't care whose feelings it hurts, but because it's important, and it's important to me. But I feel like since Charlie Kirk's assassination, I've been more angry and more frustrated with our just the state of our politics in the U.S. right now. And my, I guess, outlet for that wasn't really working. I mean, arguing with people on Facebook and X or whatever it's called isn't scratching the itch. I don't feel like it's accomplishing anything. So I figured I would just try to get back onto this platform with This American Ride, and maybe do maybe a weekly live stream, and just kind of discuss maybe the current hot topics of the week, and see how it goes. If you guys like it, maybe I'll keep doing it. If you don't, then that's fine too. No big deal. I could always find something else to do, but I do want to make sure I have decent internet. I do lives for another channel all the time, and I don't feel like I have that many issues. But who knows? We'll see how it goes. Let me know if you're one of the people watching. Feel free to hit a comment up in there and let me know how it looks or how it sounds, whatever. So yeah, let's just kind of get into some of the most recent events. Obviously, last night the government shutdown ended after they finally got the votes, which obviously we can get into kind of the shadiness of that and how that happened. But they got the votes, and Trump signed us back into action. And so now the question is, now that we're back to work, government people anyway, and the government itself, what after 43 days, which the longest shutdown in the history. Hey, what's going on in the side chat? What's up, guys? My name's right there in the corner. My name's Bert. And this is This American Ride YouTube channel. Like I was saying before, probably you guys hopped on. This channel was originally created by me and my buddy George to do podcast style stuff. Not all politics, but just anything that has to do with life in America and things that affect average people like you and me on a daily basis. Anything that might be getting in the way of, let's say, us living out our American dream. And we had a run at it, but then some life issues got in the way. My buddy George had to kind of drop out just because of some personal stuff, work, and some other things going on. So this channel's kind of been dormant for over a year now, probably. I think I just looked and it was over a year. So I was looking for an outlet for just politics and just talking about this stuff. And like I was saying, if you might not have been on, but arguing with people on Facebook and X really wasn't cutting it for me. Not getting the desired effect. So I figured I'd just come on and kind of shoot the shit about politics and what's going on, and maybe do a live stream for now, do a live stream once a week and just kind of talk about the most current things, what's going on, get you guys' feedback, what you guys think. Feel free to chat with me in the side chat. I will definitely interact. Obviously not a big channel, so I'm not going to be stuffy about that. I will totally talk to anybody in the side chat. And Mason, what's going on? James, what's going on? Ray. So Ray's Moto Life there in the side chat. He's one of the guys I've been talking to lately. I know him from the motorcycle world, and he started doing some political talk on his channel, and kind of got me thinking about, why not? Let's go out there and, I'm not looking to be I don't know, Dan Bongino or Megyn Kelly. I'm just looking to talk to normal everyday people like myself and get kind of just get the itch out, because like I said, arguing with morons on Facebook's not really cutting it. So back to what I was saying, the government shut down 43 days. What exactly did the Democrats accomplish with that? Anybody in the side chat? Anything? No, they didn't accomplish anything. The only things that the Republicans agreed to were things that actually happened since the shutdown, and agreed to not fire or rehire some of the people who Trump fired while this thing was shut down. They got nothing that they wanted with the insurance, the healthcare insurance subsidies they wanted for Obamacare. They really just wasted everybody's time. 43 days down the drain, and it's just a massive, massive joke. Very frustrating. And now the question begs, now that the government's back open, what's the next thing they're going to cry about? What's the next thing we're going to complain about for the Democrats? And obviously we're seeing it already today. It's the Epstein stuff. We're digging that back up. We're trying to act like, I don't know, I guess some email stuff was leaked out, and they're trying to make it seem like it was anything significant. It really wasn't. It didn't really say anything. The Epstein files thing to me is just such a joke, because if this was if this was something was in there that was gonna say that Trump did anything with that, like, this has been ongoing. We had 4 years of Biden, and they did everything within their power to stop Trump from running again and from getting reelected, including so much lawfare, that if they had an ounce of anything in there that would have put him, raping or molesting minors, clearly they would have used it. So either they're all in it as well, and so they can't risk exposing Trump because it'll expose them, possible, or there's nothing in there that exposes him. So we just keep rehashing this every time, whatever their little plan is fails, then they just throw this out there. And the government shutdown didn't work, so we got to do something to save face. Oh, here we are again with the Epstein files. It just gets old. I mean, if Trump is in there and did something with minors, sex with minors, rape minors, whatever, then he needs to go down with the rest of them. I'll be the first to tell you. I'll be first to jump ship from Team Trump, but I haven't seen anything. I've seen nothing. So they just keep bringing up these weird little emails and stuff that like really don't even show anything. Ray in the side chat, Seattle elects socialist mayor after New York's win. Well, there's no shocker there. Democrats with 0 files. Sorry. The Democrats released 0 files in office. Trump's released 44,000 files while in office. Yep. It's just so played out. They have nothing, and they just keep resorting back to this. And then they do these just completely baseless claims. Oh, I'll tell you what, TikTok, TikTok is a cesspool of liberals just spewing just made up stuff, man. Just completely made up stuff. We completely ignored uh, everything that Biden did in the last 4 years. Um, with all the creepy stuff he did with kids, with the stuff from his daughter's diary about showering with him, all that stuff. Liberals just gloss right over that, but have no problem saying Trump's a pedophile, which is with nothing, with zero evidence, nothing to back it. Just they figure if they just say it enough and loud enough and have the mainstream media back them, that it'll just become fact. And it's insane. TikTok is a waste. I look at TikTok twice a week. Pile of acid-filled hate. Yeah, it absolutely is. TikTok is such a mess. I look at TikTok for about an hour twice a week. When I go to donate plasma, while I'm sitting there, that's the 2 times a week that I look at it, and it's just such garbage, absolute garbage, Ray. It's crazy how bad it is, and it's just people who could just make just baseless claims like it's fact with zero evidence or anything to back it up. It drives me nuts, and that's what I was saying. That's why I like looking at that stuff. Seeing people's nonsense on Facebook, I was just finding myself like getting into stupid arguments with people that really wasn't worth. Like it's not doing anything. It's pretty pointless. So I'm like, let me at least hop on here. I'm not any Walter Cronkite or anything like that, where I'm going to sit here and just spew all kinds of information or whatever. Just a regular guy who has opinions like the rest of you guys. So I figured, why not get on and chat about it? Obviously, last week I'm in New Jersey, for those of you that don't know. So behind enemy lines here in New Jersey. Hopefully not for too much longer, but I am and have been for a long time. So we had our big governor's race election on the 4th. Obviously, that didn't turn out like I had hoped, and anybody on the right or any, conservatives had hoped. Mikey Sherrill wins, being completely and a 100% clueless human being. Vanilla Harris, they call her up here. Like she's worse than Kamala Harris. She can't answer basic questions. She can't defend or acknowledge or account for the $7 million that she got while she was sitting on these different procreation committees, the military ones and stuff. And she makes $7 million, and she acts like, oh, did I'm not sure. I know we made some money, but I'm not sure. Come on, man. Like Chitterelli said, like, if you made $7 million, nobody just doesn't know those details. You would know exactly, probably down to the penny, what you made. And here she is, and she still gets voted. We had a completely horrible conservative Republican turnout for that election on the 4th, just like New York did. And that's a whole other topic. New York just votes in a commie Muslim after not even, I don't know, 25 years later. And here we are. We said we'd never forget, and clearly forgot. And it's very disheartening to think that so many young people think that socialism or communism, either or, pick one, they're both just as bad, is like the answer at this point. Like what has our public education system been doing for the last 20 years that so many of the young people think that's the answer? That's insane. It's insane. And I blame Obama. All these people that are now voting at that young age group all grew up as kids under Obama, and they were in middle school and high school under Obama, and he did so much damage. Did you see the spaceship going to Mars? I did not get to see it, Ray. I was just busy doing other stuff, working, and then getting ready to jump on here. Did you see it? Was it cool? I know they were supposed to be launching, but they had like a window, and there was some weather stuff that they were watching. They're fixing to be reminded soon, probably. I hope not. Oh, they're going to be reminded for sure. There's, every one of these people that are like, so excited that they voted for Mamdani. Every one of them, can't tell you a single place on the planet that socialism has ever worked. And honestly, I don't think the guy is a socialist. I think he's a full-blown communist, and not to mention a Muslim who cheered 9/11 and cheered the October 7th, and clearly is no friend to the Jewish community. So it's crazy, dude. Never in a million years did I ever think that we would see something like that happen here in America, let alone New York after 9/11. Yeah, they had to stop for a few minutes, but it was a success, and the thing landed back down in the ocean on a big carrier. I'm confused. So they were going to Mars? I thought it was launching today. How did it already land? I really wasn't following this story, to be honest. I really heard about it for the first time today. Not super into the whole space travel thing. But yeah. So that was that. That was a really disappointing November 4th. Passed. Yeah, but the part that breaks off from the rocket landed in the ocean on a carrier. Gotcha. So I guess that'll be ongoing they'll be following that for a while. Then that'll be a hot topic, I would assume. Interesting. Yeah, I don't follow the space exploration that much, so I'm not super interested in it. But anyway, so now we have a commie in New York City. We just had, like you were, someone else was saying earlier, Seattle elects a socialist mayor, and then there was somebody up in Bangor, Maine. Was it like a transgender or something that got elected, and then like is in trouble for like some sort of pedophilia stuff? What are we doing, man? What are we doing? It's supposed to just circle Mars, so we should be seeing pictures when it does. How long do they know how long before it gets to Mars? That's got to take a little bit of time, I assume, right? Interesting. Yeah, he's got one of the most punchable faces. If you're talking about Mamdani, it's total evil. It's like it's a smirk of someone who knows that he's totally pulled the wool over the eyes of so many people, and they're buying in it, and it's like a wolf in the sheep pen. He's just he knows he's suckered these people. He knows he's full blown jihadist, and he's just all he had to do was get in there, and now he's going to try to execute the will of the Muslim community and continue the assault on America, the invasion of America. And we're just all sitting here letting our own laws destroy us. You can see it in Dearborn, Michigan. So in Dearborn, Michigan, you got the people complaining now that they're doing the call to worship, at 5 a.m, blasted over the speakers throughout the whole town. How long do you think that before that's happening in New York? I mean, come on. You got a Muslim mayor with all the control in the world and a whole shit ton of Muslims in New York City now. How long do you think that is for that blasting? However many times a day they do their 7-8 times they do call whatever it is that they do. I don't even know. I don't really care, but it's the most god awful sound on the planet, if you ask me. I've been over to the Middle East and heard that crap, and it's last thing I want to do is hear that here on American soil. We have very weak leaders. Just, I'm not talking about like president, because, the president, people get so focused on the president, and it's all those lower level leaders throughout the states that are really the ones that are having the biggest negative effect. You have 5. It's horrid, but like 5 times a day. But it's really the mayors of small communities that are just letting all this infection infiltrate like the American society, and it's really sad. The mayors, the governors, all these liberal governors, they're not like looking after their people. They're not doing what's best for their state. They're solely focused on opposing Trump on things that really it's not their job. Your job, you're not a senator, you're not a congressman, you're not in DC. Your job isn't these things that they're like focused on. Just their entire platform is based around on resisting Trump, and that's not their job. That's not their job at all. You got this PA Governor Shapiro, who's he's just nothing but trying to go after Trump. I drove through Pennsylvania last weekend. The wife and I went out there for a holiday thing, and their roads, every different highway we got on, was disaster. Like tear your car apart, disaster. How about you worry about your own state, your infrastructure, your streets that are falling apart, your cities that are crime riddled and disgusting? How about you worry about that and stop making your sole focus in life on what Trump's doing in DC? It's really not your job, and it's not what the people elected you for. What's up, Rudy? Joe, what's going on? Begin at home, local and state. Exactly. And we're losing big here in Jersey lately. A lot of places, a lot of the few remaining places that have been Republican counties and things for a long time are now are getting overturned and blues taken over. And that's because we have so much of New York just kind of funneling its way down from North Jersey into South Jersey, because the area that I live in has always been fairly red. And even if you just go around my area, like everybody's like pro-Trump, red, conservative, but it's just getting kind of infiltrated with all the city folk just because they're out of room up there and they're just making their way down. This is a Slow Jack shirt. Yeah. I like Slow Jack, and I saw that, and I was like, I gotta have that one because I do hate me some California. So I'm like, yeah, let me grab that. They don't need to be in Washington, so maybe 3 times a year. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it is all these governors. I don't too much. I feel like he's pretty much focused on Florida, which I like. But yeah, these people, these governors need to understand that your job is to govern your state. Yeah, you talk to him? That's cool. Yeah, he's got some great takes for sure. For sure. But yeah, it's really aggravating. I saw I saw on the news today that Fetterman I guess had a fall and had to go to the hospital. He was walking somewhere in a park or something near where he lives, and he felt lightheaded and fell down. And I mean, I never thought in a million years I'd be saying this, but hopefully he's okay. He's the only one on that side right now that has an ounce of common sense in him. I don't know what happened to him because I used to hate him, and he was absolutely horrible. He couldn't put a full sentence together. Now, I know, try not to be too hard on him because I know at that time he had just been coming off of a stroke or whatever, but he was just, I was like, how in the hell did this guy win an election? He can't put 3 words together. But now he's literally the only one on that side in that party that's making an ounce of sense ever, and actually sounds like an actual normal human being and a conservative, if anything. Who are you talking about? Fetterman? Yeah. Oh, they've already said, because he's voted every single time to open the government back up. One of like only 2, and they're already talking about primarying him. They got to get him out because he's not radical enough. That whole party has gone so extreme left. Like they try to talk about MAGA's extreme. MAGA has nothing on the liberals on the left. They're like, now they're like really pissed about these people that caved, and they're looking to like vote them all out. They honest to God, the way far left is socialist, if not communist, and they are trying to completely take over and get all the moderates and kind of normal Democrats out. And they'll probably win. They'll probably accomplish that. I think it will come up a bit. Yeah, sure. It's interesting though. It's very interesting. The left is so radical at this point. Like, I don't know how they could talk about the far right, or like we got nothing on them at all. Nothing. They're crazy. So then how about these tariff rebate checks that Trump said he was sending out to everybody? Now it looks like it's only going to be like families or people that make under $100,000. That completely wipes out the whole middle class. And it's basically just going to go to all the same people that are already getting government handouts. It's very aggravating. I wish they wouldn't give any of that money back and just send that money to pay down the debt. How about that? We have $38 trillion in debt. How about we just use that money for that? $2,000. I mean, I get it. For really poor people, that's a big chunk of money, but it's a one-time deal, and it only bails you out for a limited time. How about you pay back down the debt, and we can get hold on. Yeah, and we can get inflation down and get things back to where, people that don't make great money can actually survive in this country. There's an internal fight with the Democrat Party. They go to the far left, they will lose independence. I don't think they care, man. I think they're trying to. I think they feel like they've radicalized so many young people, like people just out of college, 20-year-old people, all the people in their whole 20s that have been out of college for a little bit or are in college. I think they feel like they've radicalized so many of them that I don't think they care about the moderates or the independents. I really don't. I mean, if they did, they wouldn't be doing what they did in New York City, And you got AOC trying to force Schumer out. She's trying to take his job. Like they're trying to get pretty radical. They're trying to get pretty left. Yeah, it might pay 1 month's rent, and then that's it. And then you're back to struggling again. So it's like, I mean, I don't mean to discredit people that don't make a lot of money and could use all the help they can get, but why do the middle, the people that maybe make 100, but you can make $100,000 or $150,000 in New Jersey, and you're borderline, you're considered middle class, but you're paycheck to paycheck if you live in some places like in the East Coast, up here in New Jersey, New York, anywhere in the in New England area. Like, it sounds like a lot to people that don't make it, but depending on where you live, it's not a lot. So if everybody's not going to get it, then nobody should get it, to be quite honest with you. Oh, no, the old Democrats will be gone too. Yeah, definitely. I put it back into the economy of putting my truck in the shop and pay a local business. Yeah, I mean, I get it. And I'm not saying people that get it shouldn't put it to good use. I don't agree with the government sending out these checks. I think we should be focusing on getting our national debt down. But if they're going to send it, I can't stop it. So you might as well put it to good use. And like you said, giving it to small business is definitely a way to go. If you look at the voting numbers in New York City, the people who put him in office were people who have been in the country a short time. Absolutely. And that's the other problem. And that is the other problem. We've imported so many people to this country that don't believe in the American way of life. They don't believe in the Constitution. They're not Christians, and they're trying to come in here and implement the stuff that they do in their third world crap holes. And it's going to work. It's going to end up working because this country is so afraid to offend anybody and to migrants and to just like defend the foundational things that this country were built on, for fear of being looked at as racist or nationalist or any of those things. I don't see a problem with being nationalist. I think everybody should be a nationalist for their country. Why is that a problem? Your country that you're from should be your number one priority. And if you can't take care of your own country, how are you going to help anybody else out? Yeah, I mean, just make the economy good, bring down prices so that everybody can afford stuff and can afford to feed their families and things like that. You get inflation down a little bit more, you get the cost of food and all these other things down, gas down, then it helps everybody instead of just sending out checks to some people that you think are the biggest needs. I don't see a problem with being white either, right? And I never will. I'm not going to be one of these weird people that sit here and hate my race because someone told me I should. It's ridiculous. Every race on the planet ought to be proud of their race and pro whatever there is, except for white people. It's considered racist, and I'm just not buying into that. Absolutely not. But it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And now they introduced this whole thing. This has been a hot topic this week. I don't know if you've heard about the 50-year mortgages. I'm not going to pretend to sit here and know enough about it. Like, I let my wife handle most of the finances, because if it was up to me for us to survive and pay our bills and live, we'd be in real trouble, because I like to spend money. My wife is the responsible one, so she handles that stuff. But even I know that, like, okay, so the 50-year mortgage, it gets you into the place that makes it monthly affordable. It makes your monthly mortgage affordable for people that maybe couldn't otherwise. But you're going to pay so much back in the long run if you even make it to the full term. And I mean, if you're anywhere in your upper 20s, you're never going to own that house. You're basically renting. So why not just go rent? Because you're never going to fully own that house. So I think it's crazy. Just the amount you're going to pay back in interest is going to just be absurd, absolutely absurd. But I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. And there's people that qualify for that and they want to do that. And that gets them into, owning a home, which you don't. You're not going to ever own it. But yeah, but you know what? The reality is, and this is one of my other big gripes and kind of why I want to sell my house and go live in an RV on the road. Property taxes are a giant scam anyway. It's like you never own your home anyway, because you're always going to owe the government on a yearly basis for your property taxes. And in a lot of places, in this country, they're extremely high. I know you go down south some places. I know people that live down south, and it's reasonable, and it's, you're paying a little bit. You might be paying, $800 a year, something like that. Okay, cool. You're basically paying for your trash pickups or your this or whatever, the roads and your school district, all that stuff. Fine. Okay, cool. But other places like where I live, it's New Jersey has between like $10,000 and $20,000 a year for property taxes. There are places up in North Jersey, and there are places not that far from me that are $15,000, $16,000 a year. There's places up in North Jersey that are way higher. You could pay that house off, and you're still going to have to pay a full mortgage payment every month to the government, or they just take it. So you never really own your house. And that's why I love what DeSantis talked about, and hopefully he does it. And if he does, holy crap, they're going to see a flood of people coming to Florida. But he's talking about just getting rid of the property taxes. It's not fair. You never own your home. You're always in debt to the government, always. My 19-year-old daughter finished school in a year. She would owe till she's 70. It's crazy. Yeah, no kidding, man. It is crazy. But you also, if a bank wants to do it, is willing to do it, and you want to do it, I mean, who are we to say you can't if a bank is willing? But I think it's crazy. Just the amount of interest you're going to pay over the term of that loan is insane. You're going to pay 5 times what you were actually paying for the house by the time it's all said and done. And then by the time you pay it off, you're like in your final days. Like, you're never going to even enjoy it, and you'll still be paying your property taxes. So I don't get it. At that point, you might as well just rent. I know I hate renting, and I never advocate for renting, but if you're doing a 50-year mortgage, you might as well. That's my take on that. What else is going on in the news, guys? Not going to stay on crazy long. If there's nothing you guys want to talk about, I just wanted to kind of hop out here. Next one, I'll be a little more. This was kind of a last minute decision to do this. I just wanted to come on here and just yap about politics because it's frustrating. It's frustrating being on social media and seeing all the stupid comments. We don't have state property taxes. We have locally property taxes. Where's that? Where you're at? You're in Tennessee, aren't you? Or did I get that wrong? You're not in Tennessee. Yeah, I don't know. I just think in general, property taxes are just giant life suck, and I don't like it. I don't like having it. I don't want to live in New Jersey anymore. I'm kind of over it. And I know it sucks to not own anything and to not own property. There was a time where owning property was like one of the best things you could do in this country, and it's valuable and it's nice to have, but it's lost its luster for me with the way where I live in this state, in New Jersey. It's really lost its luster, and I'd rather just live in an RV somewhere and bounce from state to state, see all of the country, take in all the beauty of the country, and not worry about paying property taxes. That's how I feel about it. Can't you get a resident from a different state when you're traveling like that? Yes. Yeah. You can have a residence. You can, a lot of people use Florida. A lot of people use South Dakota just because they don't have income tax. They have really good gun laws, stuff like that. So a lot of people use those too. And I guess you need someplace because you got to have your vehicle, and your vehicle's registered somewhere. So you would have to have something, and I would. That's probably the two that I have to do more research on it before we decide to fully go in that route. But Florida and South Dakota are definitely the ones that I hear that most people that I've known that have done the full time RV life used for their residence. They call it something else, not residence, and it'll come to me when I get off of this show. But yeah, domicile. They call it I think it's a domicile, something like that. But yeah, because you got to have a place. You got to have your vehicles registered, and you have to technically has to be your home state. But I don't know. I'll do more research on that. So I saw we did our 20th strike on gunboats, or a gunboat, killing 4 more. Which I don't know about you, but I'm all for. Screw these drug cartels. Screw them. I don't care how many it kills. And I'm tired of hearing the liberals cry about it. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing the things Trump can do. He can make liberals defend drug cartels. Like, what kind of what Twilight Zone are we living in, man? It's insane. Absolutely insane. So I don't know. I'm not going to sit on here and ramble for too long, guys. I got some other stuff to do, but I wanted to hop on, kind of get back in the saddle a little bit. I'll try to get on here once a week and maybe, get a little more into some different topics. And if you're interested, Ray, and, you ever want to come on and have a conversation, let me know, and vice versa. But exactly, fisherman. But no, it's just good to get on here and kind of BS and talk about some politics and kind of vent a little bit. Helps with the blood pressure. So happy Thursday to everybody. Happy Thirsty Thursday if you're partaking, enjoying a beverage. And I will look forward to seeing you guys again next week. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a set day of the week or if I'm just going to kind of wing it. And for now, we'll see. We'll see how it works out. See if the numbers pick up or anything after I start getting out there. See how my internet's looking, and how it is for people's playback, which I don't know why it'd be good. We pay a lot of money for high-speed internet, so it should be good, but I don't know what's slowing me down, if anything. So it was good chatting with you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Give us a thumbs up. And did one today. You did one today? Yeah. All right. You probably did it earlier while I was working. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't already, and help me grow this channel a little bit and start getting a little more consistent. So appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great day. Keep up the good fight, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.